Isn't that the best? I was just happy that I was selling them off, and that if I gotta paint models, it's gonna be other stupid things, and we'll see. Um, but I did want to kind of lead that into, I bought my first chibi model that's not actually Super Dungeon Explorer, just because I actually really like this model. And you can see he has a little bird on his hat.
Well, that's not cool. I don't like birds. But that's cool for you. He's cool. Without the bird.
Um, like they're releasing new models this month called Scarecrow Jack and Beatrice the Witch, and so I think they saw this model and they were like, we could do that because he looks kind of similar, but he's got like this fucking weird scythe. So I wanted to get him and then make him into a bad guy version. So this will be Magic Jack. I mean, that bird's kind of stupid looking. I don't know if it'll focus or not. Focus.
Put your hand
Focus.
like behind it.
Oh, you mean like
Put
that?
your hand behind it. Yeah.
What a cute bird. It's a bird.
No.
Whatever. But he's got a top hat. I actually like him better without the cape and top hat, but I figured I'd just use them all, because that way he looks magical. So yeah, Super Dungeon Explorer's been rotting on my mind. So like, there's a epic version I've modded to use more of the heroes and stuff in a single mission. So I've been wanting to do that, but I got to figure out how to do it because I think I have to play it on the computer, and either I have to do it in Tabletop Simulator, and that'll let me save it, or I can just track it on Excel sheets. Because it has to use bigger maps or bigger tiles than exist.
Oh, I see.
Because you just can't fit enough models in one tile reasonably. Ooh, excuse me. So I'm gonna do it on a bigger thing, which means that their movement's essentially reduced. But that just makes it more for the adventure, because the whole idea is to play through this campaign and then use that as the story set line for a show project. I don't know, did you ever read Dragonlance books when you were younger? That was the whole thing there. They played D&D or TSR, I think it was probably what it was at the time, and then they took notes on the campaign, and they took that and wrote a book with it.
Oh, okay.
So it's something similar. It's a throwback to Margaret Weiss and Bridget something. I forgot her name.
Uh-oh.
And we lost some of the show notes too in the crash, which was fun. But because I didn't save. Okay. So I think the last thing, I had two things. I want to get you involved, and then I want to end on crowdfunding. Like yeah, your controller debacle.
Oh,
You want to talk about that first?
Yeah, I kind of spaced it, and then by the time I remembered to do it and had money to buy it online, it was too late in the week to actually get it before today.
Well, rewind a little bit, because like,
Well,
I mean, what was it like to realize, oh, I need a thing? Like, I've got this, but
yeah.
like, and I had this specifically for playing on PC, because my Xbox controllers, which I haven't really touched in like a year, are all wireless.
Right.
Which I do now have a dongle, so I could use them, but that's the thing, because you play mostly PC in your career, right?
Yeah, I just bet like mouse and keyboard.
So, and then when we used to play Castle Crashers, was that on a keyboard?
No, I had a controller, but I think
Okay, it's away.
I swear, yeah.
Yeah.
It got up and walked away.
So that's what I wanted. I wanted your insight on like what it was to realize, oh shit, I need one of these things.
Right.
And then go through the process of like looking for one. Just like, what the fuck am I doing? I don't know. I don't know how
Yeah.
you feel about that.
No, yeah, because it's like, okay, well, I can get one online, but then I have to wait for it to get here. And then I tried to go and get one at Target, and the one that they had there, I just was kind of like, "Ugh, I don't like the setup of it," and it was a little more than I wanted to pay.
It was the Xbox One controllers.
Well, no, they had Xbox. They had like an actual just PC controller thing, but it wasn't. I don't know. I didn't like. It was kind of more like a PlayStation controller versus an Xbox
Was
controller.
it a Logitech?
Yeah.
I actually like how those are set up. I think this is a little bit more ergonomic if you want, but I actually really like the Logitech ones. I think they're worth the $50. But if you don't, but not everybody's got the same budget.
Well,
and I can't recommend everyone spend it.
I think that one was only like 25 or something like that.
Oh,
25.
I would have bought that. I think it's
I
worth
probably
it.
could have picked that one up, but yeah, I was just under the impression because the ones that I've used before are kind of like the Xbox style, and so I was just like, I'm gonna stick with what I know versus trying some, like spending money on something that I'm not like familiar with. So.
No, yeah, I totally get you because that whole fucking thing. I really wish they would have standardized back when, and they just all would have used the ABXY format. Because now triangle, square, all that, it's like you have to translate in your head.
Right.
And I was watching like Rooster Teeth play, I think Until Dawn, where they were doing QuickTime events, and Ryan was like stuttering and barely making it because he had to translate which button was to where. And I think on top of that, they were using a PC controller, or they were using like a non-standard controller too. So it's like you had to look at it and go like, okay, it would normally be square, which is left.
Jesus.
QuickTime events are a mean thing for that.
Yeah.
But like, so I was trying to help find some good options, and then like I ran across some video games, like some NIS games in particular, Nipponichi Software, because they make the Disgaea series, and I really like the Disgaea series. And I think I actually applied to work for them at one point, and then I realized like that's never going to happen. So like I put on my wish list, and I just realized like there's so many games I just stick on my wish list, whether it's Steam or Amazon. It's like one day I'd like to play that.
Yeah.
Like I'm starting to realize more and more I'm never going to get to play half the games I want to play.
But it's good to have a list of stuff that either people suggest to you or that you come across that you find kind of interesting. That way, at some point, if you're bored and are looking for something new to play, then that's there for you to pick from. Or if there's like a Steam sale going on, it'll notify you if one of the games in your wish list has come up on sale and stuff. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at is my retirement plan. Like, after all the current YouTubers and stuff, when they get old, they're all going to be dead from drugs and shit. Some of them fucking, they've got to be. And then, like, it's going to be me being like, I remember playing this back in 1999. Like, that'll be my thing. I'll be that first generation, or that 1.5 generation of, like, elderly YouTubers.
Oh, man.
That'll be my goal there. But then I'll have plenty of time to play all the games.
True.
If they're still around. Like, by some miracle, like, EA could be dead by then, and then Origin's something else. Maybe I won't have that platform anymore. Because eventually, like, all things come to an end, right? So there will one day be a time where Blizzard's not a thing.
Right.
And that's such a huge part of especially esports. I'm just rambling now, but like that's such a huge part of the gaming industry right now that like it's hard to imagine.
Right. Yeah, it's that. I mean, just all the big ones, where it's like Nintendo used to be a big thing back in the day, and now
they're gonna be
that's
gone sooner than later.
Yeah, like, that's definitely not as popular as your PlayStation or your Xbox, and to think about, where Xbox will be in 10 years or something like that, if it'll still be a thing or not. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Xbox off! Not that anyone will. I just wanted someone to get mad at us because I shut off their Xbox.
Well, I think don't they have it set up so that it like recognizes your actual voice or
I have
something?
no idea.
I
I just
tried to do that at like my ex boyfriend's place. Just be like, try to turn it on and off. I think it does it with the PlayStation too.
I think you have to set it to do that or to be under general recognition. Maybe that's what it is. But I
Yeah.
remember there's a lot of times where like Geek and Sundry would be talking about stuff, and then they'd just be like, "We just shut off everyone's Xboxes." So I don't. That to me, I find rather humorous. There's got to be one more thing. I know there's always one more thing with me, but I lost the show notes, so I don't know what it was. We talked about wish listing. Oh, crowdfunding. That's what I went in on.
Yeah.
Because it's Oktoberfest, and Japanime Games has their new Tando Curry Oktoberfest thing, and they were trying to launch. They said at the beginning like that's what they would like to do, but they said it early, the release date, so that it would be available for then. And then they did this thing where I think they just fucked around with it because they knew it wasn't coming till October, and they just pulled everyone's leg until October, because it's too much of a coincidence that it got delayed until October. And then they had actual delays with the big box and everything, and there's actually like a real big shipping problem. So now we probably won't get Oktoberfest until November. And they're a bunch of fuckers. I just wanted to say that. But like I looked at like all my pending stuff for like crowdfunding campaigns and stuff, and just like, this isn't great. Like, there wasn't a lot. There's always bad experiences in with it. You might get a deal, but it doesn't feel worth it to go through all that mess. Especially since I don't care about having it first. I just want to have it as soon as it's available.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Like, let me pre-order. Like, if I really believe in something, like, let me pre-order it. But like that blind pre-order $60 video games that you haven't played by unreliable companies, no, I don't do that. But like new models for a game that I already play, like Forgotten King, if I could just have pre-ordered everything in Wave 2, definitely would have done it. And I think that would have made it easier on them, so they know what to expect. So like I've got Among the Stars expansion. A Eminent Domain expansion, Star Realm stuff that's still coming. Like, there's just a lot of stuff like just floating out there in the ether that I don't have, and then if I move, I've just got this list of like 6 or 7 shipments coming that like don't have the right address on it.
Well, would it forward still?
Well, that's the thing, is they ship it by U.S. Post, maybe, but I don't know how they're shipping it because they haven't shipped it yet. So like FedEx will just go there because they just go to the thing. So I can try to update it through the managers and everything and send them their customer service emails and whatnot. But like it's just making me nervous if it's like I just want these things and then to not have anything on my plate. Because like Indiegogo, I've got one thing that I backed on Indiegogo because I was like, this will be perfect for VidCon. VidCon was